All right, back in the air chair once again. GJRB Online, Gary J. Russin with you, wrapping up the top 20 songs of 1972. And I thought I had loaded this song, must have skipped it or overlooked it in the countdown, but it's there. And I had this from my Dusty album collection from 1972. This song ran in at song number 7, up from 8. Share the Way of Love.
When you meet a boy that you like a lot and you fall in love, but he loves you not. If a flame should start as you hold him near, better keep your heart out of danger, dear. For the way of love is a way of woe, and the day may come when you see him go. Then what will you do when it sets you free? Just the way that you said goodbye to me. When you meet a boy that you like a lot and you fall in love, but he loves you not. If a flame should start as you hold him near, better keep your heart out of danger, dear. For the way of love is a way of woe, and the day may come when you see him go. Then what do we do when he sets you free? Just the way that you said goodbye to me. That's the way of love. The way of
GJRB Online, Share and the Way of Love from my Dusty album collection. Had that record on the Cap label album there, Way of Love. Fabulous tune, running in at number 7 on the 1972 survey, and that was up from 8 that week, spending its 9th week on the charts. This next song was on charts for quite a long time, spent a few weeks at the number 1 spot, and then dropped it after 15 weeks on the charts. It dropped from number 4 down to number 6. An absolutely fabulous song by Harry Nelson, Without You.
No, I can't forget this evening or your face as you were leaving, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it shows. No, I can't forget tomorrow when I think of all my sorrow. Well, I had you there, but then I let you go. And now it's only fair that I should let you know what you should know. Can't live if living is without you. I can't live. I can't give anymore. I can't live.
Well, I can't forget this evening or your face as you were leaving, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it shows.
Hey, coming up, we'll be doing our What's on Spreaker. Stay tuned for that, as we are in the home stretch of our countdown. And that is a fabulous love song, and it spent a lot of weeks at number one. That is Without You by Nelson. Harry Nelson. Fabulous song. And of course, Mariah Carey would remake that song in the 1990s and it become a hit once again. As we move into the countdown, we are rolling in at number 5. We have 5 more songs to go to that number 1 spot. Yeah, this song was fabulous. Paul Simon always had a great song. Spending 8 weeks in the charts, it was number 6, went to number 5. Mother and Child Reunion.
Strange and mournful day, but the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. Oh, little darling of mine, I can't for the life of me remember a Saturday. I know they say let it be, just don't work out that way. And the course of a lifetime runs over and over again. No, I would not give you false hope on this strange and mournful day, but the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. Darling of mine, I just can't believe it so. Though it seems strange to say, I've never been late so low, in such a mysterious way. And the course of a lifetime runs over and over again. But I would not give false hope on this strange and mournful day, when the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. Oh, the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. Oh, the mother and child reunion is only a moment.
Oh, yeah. Paul Simon had a big hit, that one. Mother and Child Reunion. It was at number 5 that week, the week of March 25th, 1972. It was number 5, up from number 6. Mother and Child Reunion. And Paul Simon. Hey, coming up, one of my favorite songs by Robert John, and everybody's favorite song, Lion Sleeps Tonight, is coming up. Stay with us. Oh yeah, it keeps on getting better as we get to the end of the countdown. As we get into number 4, another big mover in the countdown that week, and you know why, don't you? Yeah, or better believe it. Yep. After 5 weeks on the charts, he went from 9 to number 4. Donny Osmond and Puppy Love.
And they called it puppy love. Oh, I guess they'll never know how a young heart really feels and why I love her so. And they called it puppy love just because we're in our teens. Tell them all, please tell them it isn't fair to take away my only dream. I cry each night, my tears for you. My tears are all in vain. I hope and I pray that maybe someday you'll be back in my arms once again. Someone help me, please. Is the answer up above? How can I tell them this is not a puppy love? Someone help me, please. Is the answer up above? How can I tell them this is not a puppy love?
And it spent a lot of time on the charts in that top 10. Number 4 up from number 9, and I think it went on to the number 1 spot later. I'll find that out. But 1972 and Puppy Love, Donny Osmond. This song spent a couple of weeks at number 3 after 13 weeks on the charts. One of my favorite songs, Robert John. Yeah, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight.
And you know, the rest is history. Of course, that song was used in the movie, I think it was, which movie was that? That was that one, the Disney movie, Lion King, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. And because of that song reemerged as a popular song all over again. And I guess you can see why. Absolutely fabulous tune. The Lion Sleeps Tonight. This week, March 25th, 1972, a song that was at number 3, stayed there for a couple weeks. Lion Sleeps Tonight. We're headed into the home stretch. We have one more song to go before we hit that number 1 spot here on GJRB Online, the Good Times Great Oldies Show. With about 26 minutes left to go on the program, we're going to do a couple of things before we hit that number 1 spot. And I'll let you know that if you enjoyed the program, thank you so much. I want to thank Black Dragon Radio for joining us during this countdown, this whole show. Stuck with us pretty much through the whole show, and had a little bit of technical problems there, but we kind of fixed it. I ironed it out. And every once in a while, what I do is I kind of drop offline when I'm running my local spots on my 9-foot signal, so it's not heard over the, because local's commercial. So what I'll do is I'll purposely disconnect the computer off the internet and let my studio run offline. And what it does when I plug it in is it builds me up, and I can stay on like a little longer. I can let this puppy go well over an hour if I wanted to. Even though I have a 45-minute plan, I try to increase so I don't have to flip so much. But I am going to be getting the 3-hour plan. As a matter of fact, it's in the works. I'm waiting for some money to come in, and as soon as it does, I'm going to be bumping this up to the broadcaster plan and be going the 3 hours nonstop, which would be great because then I don't have to worry about all this flipping boards and everything like that. I can stay on studio, which is my favorite board, by the way. I love this board because I can run automated programming on it, and I can run continuous broadcast. And when I go to 3-hour plan, you're going to hear this station a lot more often with other programs because I have the last 7 days Bible study, different programs like that, or church services, and different programs that I can rebroadcast. And I also voice track. I record voice tracks. I do voice tracking, and kind of makes me sound like I'm live. I do some generic stuff, and this way I'm on more. This way, it's kind of cool. I'm trying to work on that. With that 3-hour plan, I'll be able to do different things, and you'll hear this station a little bit more often right here on GJRB Online. 19 minutes before the hour of 6 o'clock in the Central Time Zone right now, and 7 o'clock in the East, and you're listening to the Good Times Great Oldies Show, winding down our survey. We're heading into the home stretch here real quick, and I'm going to get that next song ready to go while I remind you what we got coming up next here on Spreaker. So I'm going to pop in the next song from the survey here. And let's see what we got here. I'm looking for that next song. Here it is. Oh, this next song I absolutely love. I really do. It's coming up next. But right now, though, it's time. It's time for What's on Spreaker. Yeah. This is my favorite feature, where I talk about some of the programs coming up next on Spreaker, right here on GJRB. And upcoming right after we get off here. Now, I want to ask you something, Black Dragon. Do you know, is Debbie and John actually on Saturdays live anymore, or are they just, because I know the past couple of times I promoted on Saturday up next, and they were not on. So I'm wondering if they're doing live broadcast on Saturdays anymore. Are they just doing like Monday through Friday, Sunday through Friday, whatever the case, because I've noticed they haven't been on Saturday. But they are on the schedule for today. So I just wondered if you could let me know that. Meanwhile, though, at 8 o'clock Central Time, a group called Late Night GHTR. It's some classic rock, I think they do. I haven't really listened to this yet. Gotta check these guys out. At 8 o'clock, they play classic rock, and then at the same time, Urban Mix and with Kelly Keel, the Vital Oasis Radio, VO Radio. That's on at 8 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock, Tessa Nicole Thomas takes the board for David Scott in the Spaced Out Radio. And she does Sunday nights too with Psych. You don't know, okay? As I know that the past couple of weeks they have not been on at 6 o'clock, but you can listen to the podcast from yesterday, because I thought for sure they were doing Saturdays too, but they could have dropped off for a while. I don't know. I think they get burned out because they're on like every night, just practically. But anyway, they're fabulous. They play great music. They do. They're absolutely great. Anyway, Spaced Out Radio with David Scott. Tonight is Tessa Nicole Thomas. 11 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight East. Spaced Out Radio. She does Psychic Sundays on Sunday nights. 2 o'clock in the morning, it's the Ace Zone, the Gyp Zone, and the Gyp Zone mixed up. At 2 a.m. 2:30 in the morning, it's Dirty Rotten Tarot from Wolfman Mike. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, get inspired. Get that, prepare for church, Mike Myers, Radio Hope Network. He does, if you want to listen to something, Black Dragon, I don't know your faith, but you ought to listen to Mike Myers. He's absolutely faith. Radio Hope Network. He talks about God. He talks about inspirational things that, verses of the Bible. He gives you inspiration, feelings of, being loved by the Lord. So listen to this guy. His name's fabulous. He's good. He really is. That's Mike Myers and Radio Hope. He's on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, so you're going to check that out. It's Mike Myers Show. Radio Hope tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And that is on 9 o'clock Eastern and 6 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. if you're living in Alaska. Just to let you know about that. Anyway, AKCOG with anyway. Then we have Dynamic. Now, Debbie Scott, I would imagine they're on Sunday. Dynamic Debbie Interview Music Show. Debbie Scott Radio Network again, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. S4 Eric Cooper talking about UFOs, aliens, and all the like at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Central Daylight Time. And then top your night off tomorrow night with Spaced Out Radio again, Psychic Sunday with none other than Tessa Nicole Thomas. Anyway, looking at Monday, we have the A Zone, the Gyp Zone, and the Gyp Zone mixed up again. The House of Insanity Radio, State of Insanity with Snarkette, Ozzy Jarvis out of Cocoa, Oregon. She has a good show. She has interesting stuff. She does interesting things. Listen to Snarkette. 2 a.m. in the morning. Grand Haven Classic Rock at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you want to wake up and jar yourself out of bed? Check that out. Radio Hope, Mike Myers. Always fabulous. Again, wake up with inspiration. 8 o'clock in the morning. IMC Radio Plain Talk at 10 o'clock in the morning. TJWS Radio Network is on at 11:20 a.m. Music Mondays with Dynamite Debbie Scott Radio Network at 6 o'clock Central Time. And Blues in the Night tomorrow on Monday night. Check out Walter M. DeBow. He's good. I listen to his blues. He puts out some good stuff, man. You want to hear some blues? Listen to this guy. Oh yeah, listen to him. 8 o'clock, and he does some good stuff. And of course, David Scott will be back on the air with Spaced Out Radio at 11 o'clock Central Time on Monday night. Anyway, some of the other shows you want to check out. Oh yeah, you got to check out my good buddy, the Caramel Conservative. He talks about what's going on in the news. 9:30 Central Daylight Time, Eastern Time. And if you are interested in listening to this guy, I mean, if you're into the politics and news, this guy will cover it for you. He covers it well. Listen to this guy. I'm telling you, he's going to blow your mind. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you what he thinks, especially since this whole bit with President Trump getting cleared of no collusion. Anyway, so tune in Tuesday night, 8:30 Central Time. And at 6:30 Pacific for the Caramel Conservative, Ed Delgado. Other great people you need to listen to. Actually, just get time to listen to these guys. They're absolutely fabulous. Huber, he's going to be coming back. He's taking a little time off for Lent. But he'll be back after Easter, and I'm sure he's going to pull his forces and come up with some really good stuff. This is the Bob Huber and the Huber Experience. And, of course, Black Dragon Radio. And let me know your hour. 7 o'clock every night, or are you on certain nights of the week? Let me know. 7 o'clock at night, Central Daylight Times, 8 o'clock Eastern, and 5 o'clock Pacific for some great music. Black Dragon Radio from a great state of Texas. Listen to this guy. He plays some good stuff, too. Black Dragon Radio. And tell you what, got some really good tunes. Though if he plays about, he plays, I think, just as much or just as good music as I do. So check him out, Black Dragon Radio, right here on Spreaker from La Porte, Texas. Beautiful part of the country. You better believe it. Yeah. All righty. Okay. Love that part. Enjoy it very much. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll plug you. And I plug a lot of people on the air here at Spreaker. And let's see, we've got 15 minutes and some odd seconds left to get 2 more songs in. So let's get rolling. We are at number 2. This song dropped off the number 1 spot. And I don't know why, because I love this song. This is one of my favorite Neil Young songs. Absolutely. Definitely. Spent 8 weeks on the charts. This is the 8th week on the charts on March 25th, 1972. Heart of Gold.
Searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
Oh yeah, he's been a miner for a heart of gold. Great song. I love that one a lot. That's one of my favorite songs by Neil Young. remember hearing that and just hanging out. And I used to love to ride on my swing set in the backyard and have my transistor on. I used to just love to just listen to music and swing. I don't know. That was one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid. Just don't know why. But anyway, kind of brings back memories of doing that when I was young. Just having that transistor and listening to music while I'm on the swings when I was a kid. Just that's one of my things I loved. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying before, I am now hitting the number one spot, and as Casey Kasem would say, and I don't have that, but I do have this, the number one song, March 25th, 1972, comes from America, a song that I also had in my Dusty 45 collection, A Horse With No Name. I know it was kind of a dumb song, maybe, but I loved it. And as a matter of fact, I saw this group one time here in Clinton, Iowa. We used to have an event here a long time ago called Riverboat Days. And they did a concert at the riverfront, at the band stage, but they really didn't cover all their hit songs. And I was kind of disappointed because, I mean, they touched down a couple of them. I think Ventura Highway they did, and a bunch of other ones, but they didn't even do that song. It was like, man, I got ripped. Just anyway, Horse with No Name from my Dusty 45 collection. It was number one this week, March 25th, 1972, American, A Horse with No Name, and it took a jump from number two, it was in its sixth week on the chart this week, March 25th, and that is it. The top 20 songs from the week of March 25th, 1972 on the Gary J's Good Times, Great Oldies show. And I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. And Black Dragon Radio, thank you so much. You enjoyed the classic music radio show. And you know what I do, Black Dragon? I listen to a lot of old radio air checks. And pretty soon you're going to hear that. Because, see, I listen to some of the AM jocks. If you go on YouTube, you can find scads of these old radio station air checks going back to AM radio, some of the old DJs that used to be on. I listened to some from Chicago, let's see, WLS, stuff like that, some old air checks, and they're fun to listen to because then I kind of get an insight on trying to do what they used to do back then. And so I kind of have fun with that. It's just doing what I call, back in those days, it was called personality radio. And, it was circled around the personality, the live guy in the booth. And then the part of radio that's dead. And I'm bringing it back alive here on GJRB Online. And I do it. So thanks a lot, Black Dragon Radio, for joining us today. And that is going to wrap it up for the Good Times, Great Oldies show today here on GJRB Online. No time for doing Weather on the Fives for Clinton. I could probably do that real quick here for Clinton, Iowa. But, I think our friend from Texas, I don't know if you want to hear Clinton weather or not anyway. So I'm just going to kind of kick out of here real quick. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be back on the air with another show. I don't know about this week because I do have some shows I'm working on. I do a show called Way Out There. It's like Coast to Coast with George Norrie or the Spaced Out Radio, where I talk about aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, stuff like that. And I'm doing a show coming up called Way Out There, and I talk about different things like I got a series going on with it called Technocracy, which is a thing that they drummed up back in the late 1930s. And I'm doing a series on that. I'm doing a series on life after death, and I'm doing different things. Sure, you're welcome, and I'll be back when you're back on. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, I'm doing another series. I'm doing a series on near-death experiences, people who have died and come back. I'm doing that one. And I'm doing a series on hell. So it's kind of different things like that. And I do talk about God a lot in the Bible, and I think it's important. And my wife will be joining. We're talking about a Sunday show. We're going to be talking about the Word of God, playing some gospel music and stuff. So be listening for that. That's coming up. And we got a lot of other good stuff coming up. So I hope you'll stay with me for all the good stuff here on GJRB, here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up for the Good Times Great Oldies show. Going to leave you out here with Del Shannon and Little Town Flirt. Have yourself your best rest of your night, and we'll see you soon for another edition. Have a great night, everyone. So long.
Here she comes, that little town flirt. You're falling for her, and you're gonna get hurt. Yeah, I know it's so hard to resist the temptation of her tender red lips, but you can get hurt. Yeah, you can get hurt fooling around with that little town flirt. Here she comes, with that look in her eye. She plays around with every guy that goes by. little town flirt. I know how you feel. You think her love is real. You think this time she'll be sincere. But you think you got a paper heart when she starts to tear it apart. That's when she'll let you go. She comes, just look at that style. She's looking at you, giving you that smile. But I know she's gonna treat you wrong, so your heart just better be strong, 'cause you can get her hurt. Yeah, you can get her hurt, fooling around with that little town flirt. You better run right now, boy. Yeah, you better pass her by now, yeah, boy. You better run away now.
This is the GJRB Online Network.